A very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not quite centered, am I? Let's see, a little closer that way. That makes it better. How y'all doing? Today it's a beautiful Friday morning. Hope you're looking forward to an outstanding weekend. I know I am. I know we sure are, as this is our Take the Points edition of Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this gorgeous Friday morning. Hope you are having, like I say, a wonderful day and looking forward to the start of a wonderful weekend. We've got a ton of things going on around the area and in and around, hopefully in your life, going on this weekend. It's just me today for the Take the Points, as you can see, the other chair here is empty. I'm shooting this on Thursday afternoon, and in doing so, I caught it where two of the other guys' daughters are playing volleyball tonight, and the third guy's working a volleyball game. So that just kind of that's just cool, par for the course the way things go in October. But that's the way things go in October, as we look forward to a wonderful weekend and look forward to you sharing the start of that with us. What, however, is going on in your community today? There are quite a few things, a bit of stuff. I've seen more, but there's a bit of stuff here going on this weekend. By the way, happy Friday, October 11th. This is my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Dana Babel, out there in Terre Haute or wherever she's watching. As I'm not going to dare tell you how old Dana is turning today, other than to say I am closer to 60 than she is. How about that? Does that make does that make sense? That makes sense to me. But yeah, it's Friday, October 11th. Let's tell you a few things, community events going on in and around the area. A flu shot clinic, ladies and gentlemen. I had my flu shot on Tuesday. Never felt a thing. It was the easiest shot I've had in years, and no soreness. I can tell there's a little, if you had to, they always ask you to talk about pain on a scale from 1 to 10. I can tell something's there from 2 days ago. So what would that be? Like not a negative one, but about a 0.01% of pain on a scale from 1 to 10. A 0.1. So one, what would that be? 1/100th of some pain. So yeah, but not that big a deal at all. Get your flu shots. Be healthy this winter. That's the thing. You want to make sure. We need you here next year as well, because the flu shot. A lot of people are occasionally confused by flu shots. They don't know if they're supposed to prevent the flu, which they're not actually preventative. Flu vaccines are not preventive. What they do is they make whatever flu you get not as bad. They make it go away soon if you do get the flu, which I occasionally do, because I am running around in high schools with fans and kids and all kinds of cheerleaders and all kinds of stuff going on in and around. I'm always around the people. It helps in the long run, that's for sure. Get your COVID shot for that matter. Same reason. I haven't gotten my COVID shot yet, but I got my flu shot on Tuesday. The Clay County Health Department, the reason I bring all that up, the Clay County Health Department is going to have a flu shot clinic, 9 o'clock this morning. It's going on right now. I suspect you can get down there if you hop in the car pretty soon. Get down. Oh, it's 9 to 4, so get down there anytime today. Clay County Health Department having a drive-through flu shot clinic Friday from 9 to 4 at the health department. Folks wanting flu shots, follow the signs and to the new carport and with no appointment will be needed. Please bring your Medicare Part B card or your HMO card, your Medicaid card, insurance card, whichever one applies to you. And if you are uninsured or underinsured or insurance is out of network, you may be charged just a small fee. It's better for you in the long run, folks. Go get your flu shot. What else going on here on this beautiful Friday on the October the 11th? The Clay County Genealogical Society Library. That's up here in Louisville. It's a wonderful building downtown. It's in good shape. Well, it's been reworked. The Clay County Genealogical Society Library presenting a program tonight at 6:30. Well, they're going to present it in the North Clay Commons cafeteria with members of the 2nd Platoon, Division 187th, 101st Airborne will be there. Genealogical societies and members will be admitted for free. The general admission is $5. Attendees for this special program are asked to dress patriotically. So there you go. And I think that the members of the 2nd Platoon Division, the 3rd Division, 187th, and the 101st Airborne, I think that's the same person. I think there's like a 99-year-old fella coming in and going to be talking to folks. And apparently he's as spry as a firecracker, so should be a good, clean fun. Flora Church of the Nazarene tonight. Now, they've had this the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they're doing it again tonight. Tonight, it makes sense. There's a home game at Flora. It's homecoming at Flora tonight. The Flora Church of the Nazarene going to hold their 5th quarter. It is from 9 to 11. It is for all high school students. Going to be snacks, prizes, games, all kinds of good stuff. So if you're a high school kid, by all means, or if you have high school kids or grandkids, tell them to go stop by there and get a little Friday churching up. That'll be fun. Peyton Sip is going on tonight. That is at the Salem Community Activities Center. Paint and Sip. It's you get a stretched canvas. They will, or if you've RSVP'd before today, you get a stretched canvas. Otherwise, you receive a flat canvas. Doors will open at 5. Painting starts at 5:30 tonight. $25 to get in. Paint, and then they're going to have wine there as well. So that's a wonderful, fun program put on by the Salem Community Activities folks. How about up at Effingham this evening? This will be fun. At 7 o'clock at the Effingham Performance Center. Forever Simon and Garfunkel. That's fun. Forever Simon and Garfunkel. Celebrate the best-selling duo in rock and roll history with Forever Simon and Garfunkel, a tribute. The audience will be led on a journey from the group's early successes as a folk act to its global dominance as hitmakers through the end of Paul Simon's solo career. Iconic songs will include The Sounds of Silence, that makes sense, Bridge Over Troubled Water. You're going to have somebody really good to be able to cover the Art Garfunkel part in that. Mrs. Robinson, I Am a Rock, The Boxer, Cecilia, Hazy Shade of Winter, and so many more. And if they're talking about the Simon solo career, you'll probably hear some of Graceland and Still Crazy After all these years and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be fun. 7 o'clock tonight at the Effingham Performance Center. What else going on, ladies and gentlemen, you ask? I can tell you. On Saturday, the Country Closet is throwing a benefit cookout at 10 a.m. It's the North Harder Christian Church conducting a fundraiser cookout from 10 to 2 at the Country Closet tomorrow. Items available will be pork burgers, brats, drinks, and chips. Proceeds go to church repairs and renovations. A few other things going on Saturday. Couple of other to tell you about. Food distribution at the Grace Church of the Nazarene in Salem. Distribution is first come, first served basis. Vehicles should line up alongside 37 North and North Broadway, making sure not to block the roadway or any driveways. Distribution begins at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Pull up your vehicle, pop the trunk. Volunteers will place food items inside. 1 box of produce per household. Produce boxes are distributed quickly, so make sure you arrive by 8:30. One final item I wanted to tell you about: Centralia Elks Saturday night. How about this? They've had it at, I know they had it at Effingham a couple of weeks ago. They've had it recently at Fairfield. If you're making the rounds, ladies and gentlemen, Glow Bingo is back at the Centralia Elks, 7 o'clock Saturday night. Who knows who has the best prizes? Go there to find out. See if their prizes are any better than Effingham's or Fairfield's. Who knows? Could be. What else going on October 11th? Ladies and gentlemen, this is National Sausage Pizza Day. Food lovers across the country enjoy National Sausage Pizza Day on the October 11th of each year, whether served on a thin or thick crust. Sausage pizza goes well with plenty of other toppings as well. Don't hesitate to add mushrooms or a variety of cheeses. What's even better about sausage pizza are the different kinds of sausage to choose from. You can get Italian sausage, that's mostly preferred. That's a good looking pie right there. Add more garlic maybe, or try additional spice. Try smoky sausages such as chorizo or maybe even a kielbasa, or visit your local butcher and ask them for suggestions. Go up there to Salt and Strings. They can probably help you out, figure out a nice way to make your sausage pizza. Some sausage facts. In ancient Greece, the Greeks covered their bread with oils, herbs, and cheese, and which some attribute to the beginning of the pizza. That's the thing. I always thought, whenever I heard the word pita for the first time and saw that it was flat, you knew it had to be the name pizza came out of that somehow. How many billion pounds of pizza cheese is annually produced in the United States? Well, I don't have it currently, but in 1997, it was over 2 billion. So that means now it's going to be at least that much or more. Sausage Pizza Day today on October 11th. What else is going on October 11th? Each year, folks celebrate National Coming Out Day. This encourages civil awareness, recognizing and supporting those in the LGBTQ community. This day celebrates individuals who publicly identify as bisexual, gay, lesbian, or transgender, coming out regarding their sexual orientation and or gender identity being akin to a cultural rite of passage for LGBTQ people. The day is dedicated to raise awareness of the civil rights of that community, and through education and support, sharing their stories. It's hoped that more people will be able to live openly and safely. So 1 in 2 Americans knows someone who is gay or lesbian. The ratio applies to transgender Americans is 1 in 10. I guess I would count. I know. Oh my heavens. I can't tell you. 50, 100 gay people, and I know probably transgender at least 2 or 3. So while the ratio not quite exact, it works, and gay people who stay in the closet, like I say, it is a National Coming Out of the Closet Day. Basically, I think they took closet out of the wording of it, but it's a terrible thing that folks feel like they can't come out and be accepted in their own skin. So if this is a nice way to help out folks. In 1988, Robert Eichberg and Gene O'Leary created Coming Out Day on the anniversary of the National March on Washington for lesbian and gay rights to show support for the LGBT community. Eichberg was a New Mexico psychologist and founder of the personal growth workshop, The Experience. O'Leary was an openly gay political leader from Los Angeles at the time and the head of the National Gay Rights Associate Advocates. Together, they created the day as a reminder that coming out is one of their most powerful basic tools. So be nice to folks today. Just be kind. What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? General Pulaski Day. This is a different one from the one we celebrate in Illinois. General Pulaski Memorial Day honors a Polish hero of the American Revolution. Now, it's the same guy. The day is set aside in the United States to recognize Kazimierz Pulaski, a Polish immigrant. Over 2 centuries ago, he joined the Continental Army and soon rose to the ranks of brigadier general. Alongside General George Washington, he built a legacy that included raising an arm of the colonial military as yet undeveloped. He developed the cavalry. That's why on the statue he's on the horse. As such, he became known as the father of the American cavalry. While only 15 years old, he earned battle experience when his homeland of Poland and Russia went to war, later immigrated to the British colonies after meeting Benjamin Franklin in Paris. It was Pulaski's experience on the battlefield and his perseverance that gained George Washington's trust. However, Pulaski would not see the end of the war, as he was injured. He died from wounds on the siege of Savannah. He died. He was injured on October 9th, 1779. Died on October 11th. That's why we celebrate. The nationally celebrates General Pulaski Day on October 11th. Here in Illinois, I believe it's March 3rd. You'd have to talk to the Polish folks up in Chicago who set that all up. But yeah, it also honors Polish immigrants and their descendants across the country. So a nice thing to do. I came here where freedom is being defended to serve it and or to live or die for it. So there you are, Kazimierz Pulaski Day. What else going on? What do you want to see on television, folks? High school football tonight. We'll be down in Flora as Hamilton County comes up from McLeansboro, the Hamilton County Foxes at 3. They're 2 and 4. We'll take on Flora at 3 and 3. That'll be on this channel 100, and we'll start about 6:45, 7 o'clock something. Kickoff at 7. They've also got Hall of Fame activities, homecoming activities, all kinds of good stuff tonight at the Dancy Field. What else is on television tonight? One baseball game. This will be fun. This is the Dodgers hosting the Padres, Game 5 of the National League Division Series. We'll talk about this a little bit later on, but it's the only National League game left before they'll take the winner gets the Mets on, I think, Sunday. What else is going on in NCAA football tonight? Scheduled Northwestern is at Maryland. That'll be at 7 o'clock on Fox. Also, UNLV's at Utah State at 8 o'clock, CBS Sports Network. Utah travels to Arizona State on ESPN at 9:30. You can watch football all night long. Sounds like a deal. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right now, and we'll be back here after a while. We're going to talk high school sports to start, college, then NFL. Back after these.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hi, welcome back. Take the Points edition of Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this beautiful October 11th. My goodness, has the weather been about as good as you could ask for, at least up here in Illinois. I don't know what to say to the folks down in Florida. Hope you held on tight, and we want to see you. Hope you held on tight, and there may be another one coming. Who knows? But we're thinking of you up here in Illinois. What's going on around the area? What are we going to talk about? How about some high school football? We had a big weekend last weekend. As Friday night, we had Breeze Central at Salem. Saturday afternoon, it was Flora versus Fairfield. So we brought you all kinds of good football. And the best football that I saw, however, even though Fairfield defeated Flora 20-6, that was pretty good. But I tell you what, Breeze Central, that might be the best high school football team I have seen in a long time. They took Salem apart on Friday night, and Salem. Let's just take a look at the Cahokia standings. Not terrifically unexpected when you see that Salem went into that game at 1-4. And Breeze went in at 5-0. Now Breeze Central is 6-0. But that's the other thing. Breeze Central, they basically kept their run going of averaging 50 points and giving up a 10 or less, as they did defeat Salem 49-7. And that 7 came in the second half with the running clock. I got to tell you, that Breeze Central, it was one of the more impressive showings I have seen in a long time, as they looked like they could have just set the number, put a number out there and hit it if they wanted to. So, well done, Breeze Central. Fun to watch, but I feel bad for the Wildcats. We've got the Wildcats again next weekend, as you see here on they are heading to Columbia this week. Freeburg's 1-5 as well, coming in on the 18th. We will be in Salem for that game on October 18th. So make a note, next Friday night we'll be in Salem for the Freeburg Midgets and the Salem Wildcats. Make a note of that. How about on the other side in the Black Diamond Conference, that we had the game on Saturday afternoon. It was homecoming. By the way, Salem homecoming was also Friday night. Congratulations to the King and Queen there. Congratulations to the new King and Queen at Fairfield. They were announced at halftime. It's homecoming also tonight at Flora. Well, they're not going to announce the King and Queen. They're going to introduce the court, but I don't think they're going to announce King and Queen tonight unless there's a change in plans that I have not been made aware of, which could happen. That's not that big a deal. But in the Black Diamond, Fairfield got a much-needed win as they moved to 3-3, knocking off Flora 20-6 last weekend. It was an interesting game. Fairfield, they both teams started off a little bit sluggish. Fairfield was moving the ball a little bit better than Flora for most of the first half. Fairfield finally able to punch in a touchdown in the early, about a third of the way through the second quarter, and then punched another one in before half, right before half. So they went into the half up 14-0, made the homecoming crowd pretty happy, but Flora side wasn't all that pleased. And then in the second half, Fairfield went ahead in the fourth quarter by 3 touchdowns, and late in the game, Flora able to score. But it was Fairfield's defense was all over Parker Helm. Parker Helm had a heck of a time trying to get free and trying to be able to throw. And you kind of have to be able to do that if you've got if you're trying to pass the ball. So we have Flora this weekend tonight against Hamilton County. Hamilton County comes into Flora 2-0. The Wolves need to win tonight and probably need to win at home next week against St. Louis TDW Academy so that they can get enough points, get to 5-4 and get enough points to have a chance at the playoffs. If they get 5 wins, most likely they get in the playoffs, even though they're not going to be picking up wins from the team out of state. So that makes it a little bit more difficult for the Wolves. But as you see, if you're looking at common opponents with Hamilton County, there you see they both have played El Dorado. Flora beat El Dorado 36-22, and then Hamilton County the next week went to El Dorado and lost 16-8. That's a good common opponent if you're looking for a few others. Flora was closer to Carmi than Hamilton County was. Carmi beat them by 23 points there, but Hamilton County, as you can see, able to put up some points. They score quite a few points, and they're going to be as desperate as Flora. Flora with 138 points on the year, Hamco with 102. Flora also gives up a few more points than Hamco over the course of the season as well. And Hamco, coming off of that loss to Johnston City, they scored 16 against JC, but boy, Johnston City is a tough customer, and they really they beat teams up. They're just so tough in that. So yeah, it's going to be necessary. Flora needs to win tonight. Flora needs to beat Hamilton County tonight, and they have a good shot. I think it ought to be a good game. Again, it'll be right here on Wabash Catch TV. Appreciate you thinking about tuning in for it. Also, I mentioned Fairfield, who they play this weekend. Well, Fairfield has a CZR. They're heading down to Christopher to play CZR, and CZR yet to get their first win of the season. So each of the teams that we cover has a solid chance this weekend. That makes me feel good. Like to get all 3 teams to win. It's a good opportunity, and we hope that they're able to do it. So let's talk about a little bit of college football when we return. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Back right after these words. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local hand-cooked tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it. Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in today here on this beautiful Friday, October 11th. As we've got football tonight. The Flora Wolves are at home against the Hamilton County Foxes. We'll be here at Channel 100. There's also college football tonight, as mentioned earlier, Northwestern's playing along with, who else was? UNLV playing at Utah State, and Utah playing Arizona State. But there's a ton more than that, as I like to kind of get your feet wet. What'd you think of last weekend's college football? Of course, the zoo it all ended up Saturday night whenever Vanderbilt beat Alabama. What a win for Vanderbilt, as they throttled Alabama. Alabama came back to cut it to 5, but they just beat the tar out of Alabama at Vanderbilt. When's the last time Vanderbilt had beaten Alabama? I would think it was like 37 years ago. So back in the 80s, after in the bad old days, after Bear Bryant retired, and it took a little while to rebuild the program. Even terrible Alabama coaches like Mike Shula never had lost to Vanderbilt. Ray Stallings Gene Stallings. I think Gene did lose to Vanderbilt. He might have been the one to lose to Vanderbilt. Gene Stallings I loved. I think Gene Stallings was a lot of fun. But that years ago at Alabama. But yeah, Vanderbilt beats Alabama. Who saw that coming? Did you? 23-point dog at home, knocking off the number one team in the country. It was Vanderbilt's first win over a top 5 team, let alone number one. First win over a top 5 team in the country, as in the school's history. And I've got a friend of mine is a proud graduate of Vanderbilt, and he was just jumping the cartwheels after that game. He had a ball. Here's what's coming up this weekend. If you can see it, you might stand up there close to your TV. You can see the top there of the Thursday night games and Friday night games. The Saturday games, there are a lot of really good games going on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. So, and by Saturday afternoon, I mean early afternoon. That South Carolina at Bama game is going to be, you're going to want to watch that, if only to see what Alabama does after having lost their first game to Vanderbilt. But all kinds of fun games to watch there. The one I'm going to be paying attention to, they're at 2:30, Purdue at Illinois on Fox Sports 1. That'll be one of the several that I'll pay attention to. The big game this weekend, however, you see down there in the green, Ohio State at number 2, Ohio State at number 3, Oregon. It's just a matchup that folks have been looking forward to this weekend for many months, as they also have Texas versus Oklahoma there at the Red River football game. That's the Texas and Oklahoma. So what are you looking forward to this weekend? Which one will you be paying attention to? That Oregon-Ohio State game is going to be a ton of fun. And that's the other thing. You watch football all the way up. 10 o'clock at night is when the Boise State-Hawaii game starts. So there's going to be good football all week long. Vanderbilt's trying to win at Kentucky. and coming off of that win over Alabama, who knows? I tell you, who knows what to think of Vanderbilt. I'm avoiding Vanderbilt for wagering purposes because it's too scary. It's too scary to even. They're too scared to even contemplate coming off. What were some of the other things to see from last weekend? How about I think Missouri got beat. That's always good, clean fun. Well, I tell you what. Let's just look at the top 25 from this week, following last weekend's all kinds of wildness taking place. You have Texas moved up following Alabama's fall. We'll see here on the second screen how far Alabama moved down. Texas moved up, Ohio State moved up, Oregon moved up, Penn State with a big win. They moved up. Penn State's undefeated. They're traveling out to USC. Texas, like I said, the Red River rivalry at 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. There's a lot of good top 10, top 20 games. Penn State heading out to USC. Miami will have their hands full at Louisville. It's a road game. Miami had a tight contest this last weekend, able to knock off Cal. Was it Cal this weekend? They beat Cal, but boy, that was closer than a lot of folks thought that was going to be. Alabama, look at that, dropped all the way down to number 7 from number 1. So that's a pretty big drop. And Tennessee upset by Arkansas. How about the Arkansas Razorbacks knocking off Tennessee? And Tennessee falls all the way down from number 4 to number 8. You've got Ole Miss moving up after their loss the week before last. Clemson moving up after a nice big win. Iowa State still undefeated, moved up a bunch. With all those upsets, the teams were taking pretty precipitous falls. You have Notre Dame with Stanford coming in this weekend. Ole Miss will be at LSU. That is number 9 versus number 13. The thing is, though, that's at LSU at night, 6:30 p.m. start. Don't know if you've all ever been to Baton Rouge. I've never been to Baton Rouge other than to drive through. I have never been to a game there. I know how the Tiger fans, how they act when they're in New Orleans and when they have a game in New Orleans. I was down there for Illinois versus LSU in the Sugar Bowl. And at Death Valley is what they call the stadium there in Baton Rouge. Yeah, Death Valley is bad business for anybody who thinks they can go in and get a win. So yeah, that's about it for the top 14. Then you move down into the next group. You've got a tie. Didn't we have a tie here and there? Yeah, had a tie at number 11. And here you have a 3-way tie at number 18, including the Indiana Hoosiers, number 18 in the country. They have Nebraska coming in. That'll be at 11 o'clock Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning. That's going to be a telling game. I think the Hoosiers are favored by 7. I've seen a lot of people thinking thinking Nebraska are going to come in to Indiana, and Indiana's schedule has been pretty kind, and Nebraska, the first close to a top 20 team. Well, I'll show you. Nebraska is the receiving votes, so they'd be number 27. Illinois moved up 1 without playing. How about those Michigan Wolverines? Dropped from number 10 to number 24 after flying out to Washington and losing to the Washington Huskies. Where did Washington end up? Did they get? They aren't even up that high, are they? Where is Washington? Oh, there they are. Receiving votes, they received 4 votes. Washington's not a bad team. That's not a terrible loss for Michigan out at Washington, but I guess folks looked at it as kind of terrible since they're They dropped them 14 points. What are we betting in college football? Well, let me tell you. I showed you the Hawaii game is late. That's where Weeze is. He's got Hawaii over 19.5 versus Boise. I guess that means over for the first quarter, over 19.5. Oh, that's a lot. And he also has Old Dominion plus 1.5 versus Georgia State. Boy, Weeze going off the board for some lesser known teams, this shall we say. What's Weeze's super dog? He's got Air Force plus 5.5 at New Mexico. I agree with him on this one because I was going to take that one myself, but he took it first. So in our world, if he takes it first, I got to pick something else. What did Jamie take? Jamie's got Toledo minus 9.5 at Buffalo. Toledo, he's got the MAC action going. I'll show you all these here in a few minutes. He also has Oklahoma versus Texas. Oklahoma is a 14.5 point dog. So he's got the Sooners covering 14.5. Got a good number. I like that number. Is Texas 2 touchdowns better than Oklahoma? Probably. Are they more than 2 touchdowns? That's the question. What's his super dog? He has NC State at plus 4.5 versus Syracuse. NC State is, I believe that's at NC State. The NC State has played dreadfully this year. They came into the season, I believe they were ranked to start the year, and they have just played poorly. Kind of like Florida State. NC State, it just doesn't get as much publicity. So good luck for NC State against Syracuse. What's Lucas have? Lucas taking Pitt minus 3.5 versus Cal, and that is at Pitt. So keep that in mind if you're making the bet based on what Cal did. Cal covered against Miami last week and almost beat them. It was a heck of a game. Also, Boise State minus 20.5 at Hawaii. And that's the late game on Saturday. It looks like we're all staying up on Saturday night. I don't mind doing that. That's a good time. Arizona State at versus Utah. Utah going out to Arizona State. Arizona State's getting 5.5. He's got them as his super dog. Hey, more power to him. Good luck to him. What do I have? What are my squads? I've got everybody avoided the big game of the day. I can't understand why everybody avoided the big game of the day. I guess nobody felt good about picking a team in Oregon State. I didn't avoid it. I'm taking the team. I'm taking Ohio State because it's October 12th. The biggest Ohio State fan I know. It's his birthday, so it'd be nice for his birthday for Jared Babel to get a nice birthday gift of a win by more than 3 over Oregon. Army, I've got Army versus UAB. It's at Army. Army's given 26. That's not enough. Army is that much better than UAB. Take Army all day long. Fun to watch. That's a good time. My super dog. UCLA at home. I've picked UCLA a couple of times. They haven't come through for me yet. I need you, UCLA. Minnesota coming out there, 5.5 point favorite. You can do this, Bruins. You can do it. You're watching Big Talk. Let's talk NFL when we return here after these words on the Wabash Cats TV. Stick around.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Been watching much of the baseball? We get a little time here at the end of the show. We'll talk a little bit about the baseball that has been going on. It's been a great postseason so far, as the series have been a lot of fun. And again, Game 5 tonight between the Padres and the Dodgers. That's been a dandy. Is just what you would say that. What's going on in the NFL? Now, shooting this Thursday afternoon before the weekend starts on Thursday night with Seattle hosting San Francisco. But here are what the records are, the standings for the NFL coming into tonight's action and this weekend's action. Only one, I believe that's the only undefeated team remaining in the AFC. The Kansas City Chiefs, already a 2-game lead on the Broncos, and who would have thought the Broncos would be over 500? Speaking of the Broncos over 500, did you see the whole mix-up between the quarterback Nix and Sean Payton? Those look like those two guys are getting together like peas in a pod. I think the Broncos have been waiting for some quarterback to be able to stand up and tell Sean Payton what he wants to do and how he wants to do it, and Sean Payton will say, "You do it. If you can do it, Buster, you go out there and do it." And that's what's happened. So, the Broncos at 3-2 this early in the season. The Texans also with the 2-game lead here in the early going. You've got the AFC North, the Ravens. What a wild game that was with the Bengals on Sunday. The Ravens able to knock off Cincinnati in a thriller. It's got to be considered the game of the year in the first quarter of the season, as Baltimore knocked off Cincinnati, 38-35 on a Tucker field goal. Wonderful game. And then you have Buffalo leading the way in the AFC East, but Buffalo's got Buffalo has issues. They've got a few problems up there at Buffalo that they are going to need to take care of. They have of course, they've let their wide receivers go for the most part. They did draft Keon Coleman out of Florida State, but their receivers aren't playing all that well, and they're just depending on Josh Allen to do everything, and they might want to help him before he gets clobbered and can't walk. He already got clobbered, as you saw last Sunday. He went into the tent with the concussion-like syndromes. It's the NFL. They don't like to use the word concussion. They use concussion-like syndrome or symptoms. And he came back out and played. didn't play poorly, but they lost the game. So you have that one. How about the NFC? Nobody but the Minnesota Vikings on their off week this week, the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. So just two teams remaining undefeated this week. And Minnesota will remain undefeated for another week as they're on their bye, like I said, this week. They have a half a game lead over Detroit. Detroit was on their bye last week. Let's see, would that be a game and a half? That's doing the math, that's I guess a game and a half lead on the Lions. Also leads on a 2-game lead on the Packers and Bears. But that NFC North division, how about that? Everybody is over 500 in the NFC North. If was that what you're thinking was going to be at this point in the season? Everybody in the NFC North over 500. I kind of doubt it. I'm just guessing, but I kind of doubt that was what you thought might be happening about this time. Then you also see the Seattle Seahawks leading the West. Okay, one of the things I have said over and over and over in not just in doing this gambling show that we basically, I'm going to show you we'll talk our wagers here in a minute. Not in just doing this gambling show, but in over the years, if you lose the Super Bowl, the hangover is worse than if you win the Super Bowl. Sure, a lot of teams have won the Super Bowl and then gone ahead to collapse the next year. However, losing the Super Bowl takes a big, big toll. And I think it's quantifiable. I think only like one or maybe two Super Bowl losers in the last 10 or 15 years have made the playoffs the next year. Case in point, I bring that up to show you again the NFC West, where the San Francisco 49ers are 2-3. And they're not even paying their quarterback, for crying out loud. Everybody else in that division is paying a quarterback a solid amount of money. San Francisco, Brock Purdy is still on his rookie number. He's getting about $900,000 a year. One of the top quarterbacks in the league is let's see, you would say he's getting $60 million per game, less than per year, less than Dak Prescott. Where are the Cowboys now that I mentioned Dak Prescott? How about 3-2? So they're over 500. You've got the Eagles at 2-2, the Giants at 2-3. The Giants have been knocking people out of survivor pools all over the place. Are you still left in your survivor pool? The survivor pool I started in had started with over 80 players. I made it to top 8. I made it to the top 8. They're down to 2. We're 5 weeks into the season. This is the 6th week coming up. That, ladies and gentlemen, is some survivor pool nuttiness. How about the big one in Vegas? Have you been noticing or paying attention to that? There's this, the Circa Survivor out in Las Vegas. It's winner take all. $12 million because it has over 12,000 entries at $1,000 a person, right? No, they're not taking anything off the top. It's winner take all. How many players do you think are left in that survivor pool? Starting with 12,000. How many do you think are left now? Well, I told you that we started with 80 and have just 2. That's about 2.5%, right? That started at 12,000, now with 277. Can you imagine being in the final 2%, final 2%, 2.5%, 2.25% of a $12 million bang 6 weeks into the season? Yowza! That would be some good, clean fun. But I would have been out this weekend as well because I would have taken the Giants to. I would have taken the Giants to lose. Over this, the Seahawks beat the Giants. Or the Giants beat the Seahawks. I would have certainly had the Giants losing. So I get beat by the Bengals week before last, and then last week I would have gotten beat by the Giants. So I shouldn't really complain, and I'm not complaining. What are we doing this week? What are some of the games you want to see? How about the Jets firing their coach, and they're playing Monday night against Buffalo? The number really didn't change all that much, even though the coach was fired. Robert Saleh is no longer coaching. They've lifted up their defensive coordinator to be the coach of the Jets. Was it all the fault of Aaron Rodgers? Was it the fact that Saleh and Rodgers didn't get along terrifically well? Was it a combination? Who knows? Rodgers isn't saying anything about it, or not much anyway. But yeah, the Robert Saleh gone from the New York Jets. So keep that in mind for all your pleasure, all your Jets Schadenfreude over the next few. Who could have Schadenfreude over the Jets? They haven't won anything in years. It's just fun to see teams spend that kind of money and always find a way to screw it up and lose. What are we doing in the NFL this week? Well, Weeze has. I tell you, I take that back. Let me start with the Bears-Chargers game. As you can see here, that is the 8:30 game on Sunday morning. Bears-Jaguars game, pardon me. The Bears are currently 1.5-point favorites in London. As you saw, the Bears are 3-2. The Jaguars come in at the Jaguars are 1-4. Why would this game be so close, you think? What are you folks in England seeing that we're not seeing? 3 out of the 4 of us played this game this week. 3 out of the 4 of us played this game this week. Lucas, Jamie are both taking Chicago -1.5. Not me. Jacksonville is London's team. The Jacksonville plays in London every year, and it's basically a home game for them. They know what to do in going over to England. They usually play okay in England. The reason they usually play okay in England is because the teams they play are going over there once every 4, 5, 6 years. And Jacksonville's over there every year, every doggone year. I'm taking Jacksonville, ladies and gentlemen. The Jaguars to cover that 1.5 point spread. And I'm sorry, Lucas. I know they're your team. I know the Bears are your team. I have questions about a rookie quarterback traveling that far and then trying to play. I just don't see Chicago doing it right. You got to spend money to win in London, and Chicago's not an organization that is going to do that. They'll probably have the Bears staying at the YMCA. That's my guess. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. What's Wee's first pick? Weeze has the Broncos +3 versus the Chargers. Let's see where that game is. It is there it is at the bottom of that page. +3 is getting a good number there, -1.7, so it would be going the Broncos' way. That's the direction Weeze has it. He also has the Packers and the Cardinals over 47.5. Where are the Packers and the Cardinals? Oh, there they are at Green Bay. 47.5. If he's getting that, that's a good number. That's what he likes. My second game, I've got the Texans -7 versus the Patriots. Right there below that, I think the Texans are that much better than the Patriots, even though they're playing in Boston. Near Boston, I think the Texans are that much better. And Lucas has the Eagles -9.5 versus the Browns. He's taking the Eagles because the Browns are a train wreck. And Jamie's taking the Commanders +6.5 versus the Ravens. Take a quick look, folks, as that's what it looks like for this week. We had a little bit of green last week. We could have had a little bit more. 2-5 in the college, 2-5 also in the NFL. But we did hit a couple of super dogs, including my Minnesota Golden Gophers. How about those Golden Gophers? That's why I'm betting against them this week in that same thing super dog. So what do you do? Write them down, take a picture of the screen. Those are our bets for this weekend. Hope your bets do as well or better than ours, and hope you're able to make an extra mortgage payment of some kind. Thanks so much for tuning in, Big Talk. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great weekend.